P-block elements part 5. Here I am going to discuss about the oxide formed by the P-block elements. Oxide can be mainly classified into two categories. First one is simple oxide and another is mixed oxide. Simple oxide can again be classified into acidic oxide, basic oxide and amphoteric oxide. Oxide react with water to give acidic solution is called acidic oxide. Here I am giving CO2 is the example. CO2 plus H2O gives H2CO3. And the oxide react with water to give basic solution is called basic oxide. Here Na2O plus H2O gives NaOH. And the third one, amphoteric oxide, means oxide that can react both acid and the base. The example given here is beryllium oxide, Al2O3, ZnOSnO. Al2O3 plus HCl gives Al2Cl3, Al2O3 plus NaOH gives NaAlO2. That is, we can see here aluminium oxide react with both acid and base. So it is amphoteric oxide. I would like to say you about the periodic trends in acid-base character of oxide. On moving across a period, the acid-base character of oxide changes from basic to amphoteric to acidic. For example, if I am taking the third period, we can see that the first element, sodium, it forms Na2O. It is strongly basic. The next element in third period is magnesium. That is, magnesium oxide MgO is less basic. And the next element, aluminium, Al2O3 is amphoteric. SiO2 is weakly acidic. P2O5 is acidic. SO3 is strongly acidic. And Cl2O7 is strongly acidic. And also we are looking to the group. We observed that the oxide exhibit increasing the basic character or decreasing acidic character. That is, when we are moving down the group, there is an increase in the basic character of oxide or decreasing the acidic character. Then we can check the oxide formed by the each group in P-block elements. First one, 13th group. All the elements of this group form oxides of the general formula E2O3, in which the elements exhibit +3 oxidation state. The example given here is B2O3, Al2O3, Ga2O3, In2O3 and Tl2O. The first one here is B2O3. It is called diborane trioxide, or simply we can say boric oxide. Boric oxide is acidic in nature. This is because here the boron atom is in trivalent boron ion, that is B3 plus ion, which is very small and has high positive charge density. Therefore, when we are placed this B2O3 in water, it tends to pull off electrons from the water molecule towards itself. These result in the release of H plus ion by rupturing OH bond. Then the oxide of alumina, Al2O3, is commonly known as alumina. They are amphoteric in nature. That is, they can react both with acid and base. Like alumina, gallium also form oxide Ga2O3. It is also amphoteric. And indium oxide In2O3 is basic. And the last element from this group, thallium. Thallium forms two types of oxide. Thallium 1 oxide Tl2O and thallium 3 oxide Tl2O3. But here I am written Tl2O. This is because Tl2O is more stable than Tl3O. This I already discussed earlier that thallium, when we are moving down the group, the +1 oxidation state increases and the +3 oxidation state decreases. That's why thallium forms +1 oxide Tl2O, and it is strong base and is highly soluble in water. From this group we can easily see that the first element, boron, form acidic oxide, and the second and third element, aluminium and gallium oxide, form amphoteric, and indium and thallium form basic. On moving down the group, the gradual change from acidic to amphoteric and then to basic character of the oxide. Then we can move to the oxide formed by the 14th group elements. Of this group form two types of oxide. In the general formula, EO monoxide, EO2 dioxide. In the category of EO, that is monoxide, which include the example carbon monoxide, silicon monoxide, germanium monoxide, tin monoxide and lead monoxide. And in dioxide, it forms carbon dioxide, silicon dioxide, germanium dioxide, etc. From this dioxide, carbon dioxide, silicon dioxide are acidic, and tin dioxide, lead dioxide and germanium dioxide are amphoteric. Next we can move to the oxide formed by the 15th group elements. Here all the elements of the group 15 are capable of forming trioxide and pentoxide, that is having the general formula E2O3 and E2O5. In E2O3, which include the example N2O3, P2O3, AS2O3, Sb2O3 and Bi2O3. And in E2O5, which include N2O5. Other than this, there are various oxide formed by the nitrogen, that is N2O, NO, N2O4. And also oxide formed by the phosphorus are P4O6, P4O10. And also the trioxide formed by the nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic, that is N2O3, P2O3, AS2O3 are acidic, and the oxide of antimony are amphoteric. Then we can move to the oxide formed by the 16th group. All the elements of this group form dioxide and trioxide, that is in the formula EO2 and EO3. Example for dioxide are SO2, SeO2, TeO2, etc. And for trioxide, SO3, SeO3, TeO3. Other than this, sulfur form various other oxide. For example, SO, S2O, S2O2, S6O, S7O, S8O, S2O7. Also, oxides of sulfur are more stable than the corresponding oxides of other elements. Thus, SO2 and SO3 are more stable than the corresponding dioxide and trioxide of other elements. First, we are going to look dioxide formed by the oxygen family. Here, SO2 and SeO2 are acidic oxides and are soluble in water. TeO2 and PoO2 are insoluble in water and they are amphoteric oxides, as they are dissolving both acids and bases. Here also we see that acidic character of dioxide decreases as we go down the group. For trioxide, SO3, SeO3, TeO3 all are acidic in nature and dissolve in water to give acids. Among this, SO3 is the most important because SO3 plus H2O gives H2SO4 sulfuric acid. The strength of the acid decreases on moving down the group. Thus, H2SO4 is the strongest acid of this family. Now we can move to oxide formed by the 17th group elements. All the halogens form oxide. Here, chlorine, bromine, iodine form oxides in their oxidation state +1 to +7. And here I given the oxide formed by the different elements in the 17th group. Fluorine forms O2F2 and OF2. Fluorine is highly electronegative than oxygen, so that the oxidation state of fluorine here in both the cases -1. Then oxide formed by the chlorine are Cl2O, Cl2O2, Cl2O6, Cl2O7. In Cl2O, chlorine is in +1 oxidation state, and in Cl2O7, chlorine is in +7 oxidation state. Oxide formed by the bromine are Br2O, BrO2, BrO3, and iodine are I2O4, I2O6, I2O7. These all oxides of halogen are powerful oxidizing agent and explode violently on heating or shock. Here I given one important question from this part. That is, carbon dioxide is a gas while SiO2 is a hard solid. Why? As we know, the carbon and silicon are belongs to same group, that is 14th group, and we expect both have the same nature. The oxide formed by the carbon and silicon have the same nature, but it is totally different because we see carbon dioxide is a gas and SiO2 is a hard solid. This can be explained by using its structure. That is, carbon having small atomic radius. That is, it have 0.77 angstrom only. That positively charged nucleus therefore attract the electrons very strongly. And also it does not permit the oxygen to combine with another carbon atom. Because in silica you can see that it forms a network solid. That is, the oxygen atom from the silica can be combined with another silicon atom, because in silica there is 1.17 angstrom of atomic radii. It is very large compared to that of the carbon. As a result of this, the positively charged nucleus cannot attract the outer electrons so strongly, and hence the oxygen atom can be shared between two different silicon atoms. This leads to the formation of a giant SiO2 molecule as shown here.